Hello, I'm Helen, and today I'm gonna do an informative speech over concussions, which is the most common injury in sports. And this is my audience. And then, okay, so basically, I'm gonna do the concussion over. It's the most common injury in sports. Over 30 million adolescents and 150 million adults participate in sports. Most commonly is football. Many head injuries, especially concussions, go unreported since sometimes they are considered minor or temporary. So they're not major risks. A lot of people they get concussions in the middle of a game and they just wait it out for a good 10 minutes and go back in like nothing ever happened, which is crazy. So, for you that don't know, a concussion is a traumatic brain injury that caused by an impulsive blow to your head resulting from direct impact to either your head, your face, your neck, or typically any part of your body, and if it'll affect your all the way up to your head and cause your brain to move back and forth in your skull. These injuries are the most common in sports, which is most of the time are minor reasons why they are unreported most of the time. The symptoms of a concussion is unconsciousness, slowed reactions, headache, nausea, feeling down. You kind of don't remember what happened either before or what caused the concussion. Um, the long-term complications for a concussion is if you have a concussion, it can cause someone to have difficulty concentrating, have headaches, dizziness, change in mood, and irritation. Like if you're trying, like for example, students, if you're trying to learn something at school, you might have a hard time concentrating and trying to and have hard time learning the subject or whatever it is that you're trying to learn because of the concussions. In a study done by Boston University CTE Center, it provided after having multiple blows to your head repetitively happen, it can cause CTE. CTE is a chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which is a brain disease that causes impulsive control problems. It also causes memory loss, depression, and in some cases, far enough to suicide. So, so basically, if you keep having concussions, it can lead to that brain disease, which causes people to kind of be bipolar, where they can control. They have very impulsive problems and depression and stuff. There has been cases for there's been a lot of ex NFL players that have had CTE, and the bad thing about this is it cannot be diagnosed until after the person is dead. So they do research on the brain after the person dies. They figure out, oh, it's because they had CTE, that's why they committed suicide, but you can't find out that you had that until after you're dead, which sucks. Another study done by Sport Concussion Institute, once a person has had a concussion, they're more prone to having them. It's easier for them to keep having them after that. Also, another interesting fact is that females are most prone to having concussions because females have less neck muscles and head muscles, and they're not as strong as males. And younger athletes also are more prone to having them due to the fact just because obvious the brain and their skull are still developing, and they're not as strong enough as an older athlete is. Um, the factors for concussions is sometimes the increase in concussions may be just because athletes of now are bigger and stronger than they were back then. So bigger and stronger athletes causes bigger impacts, so increases in concussions and easier for athletes to get them. Um, like I said before, the biggest sport to have concussions is football, and the reason is just because the sport is very popular, sport is very aggressive, and it has a lot of participants playing in the sport. A way that the reason why I am doing this speech is just to promote awareness. It's important to increase the awareness so people who experience concussions actually seek medical help to avoid future complications. So if you seek medical help, they can help you see that it's not gonna affect you in the long run, and not just avoid them, because a lot of people get concussions and they just kind of try to shake it off, continue in the game, and they don't know what kind of damage they're actually doing to their brain. Um, Lack of concentration has been proven by an 88% by pediatrician Ransom, and also depression is also guaranteed. So, just following procedures and other guidelines, becoming more aware so athletes can follow these right procedures, it can cause them to take care of themselves and their body and their brain, and prepare themselves what other things they can do to prevent this and prevent longer how can I say, to prevent any damages in the future. Um, Concussions is a very um, underestimated injury, because it's common in sports, in the sport world. They just kind of shake it off. But as the video shown by our professor, we see that there's very little equipment that can prevent concussions. That you just have to be careful and actually know how to take care of them after that. But hopefully, in the long run, they can figure out other ways to prevent them, since the helmets only prevent skull fractures and not concussions. But awareness is needed, and it's will help athletes know how to basically deal with them in the long run. Thank you.